Hi Allure, I'm Hyram and this is my 10-minute beauty routine. I like to keep my morning beauty routine pretty simple just because I'm always busy, I'm always on the go, and I'm also pretty lazy as well, so I don't like to use a lot of products in the daytime. Also, my skin is pretty oily usually, as well as my hair, so using less products overall and keeping it really simple in under 10 minutes is just beneficial in making sure that I look good. Normally, I like to start with my hair instead of my skincare because it is not fun having my hair constantly in my face like this when I'm trying to apply my skincare products and getting it all over my hair, so it's just easier to put my hair up, make sure it's done, and then go in with the rest of my skincare routine. And for hair, it is always a battle for me trying to find which products works best, but I found a couple that work really well to make sure that my hair is styled. So I personally like to mix two styling products together. I first go in with the xmondo bdsm balm. This one is amazing because it has this slight iridescent purple pink shimmer to it that in combination with the blue of my hair looks amazing, plus the hold is really strong. But I also mix this one with the Teddy Boy Matte Pomade. I like to make sure it's like a little bit wet before I go in with the styling products, and I get a pretty generous amount. I use a lot of product in my hair. I use a pretty generous amount of both, and then I just mix them in my palms together to create kind of this like yucky paste, and then just slowly distribute it. Well, that's not very slow. Rapidly distribute it through my hair just to make sure I'm getting every spot. So this is good for now because my hair is a little bit wet, and then as it dries, it's gonna have a little bit more of a messy look. After I put my styling products in, I go in with the Tresemme spray. It's like a kind of strong hairspray that just helps to make sure that it's really, held in place. And I used to do like this long continual like spray over the top of my hair, but then I had a hairstylist tell me that that actually weighs down on the hair and it's better to do like little spritz just to make sure it doesn't overly weigh it down. I cleanse my face in the shower with the Selfless by Hyram Centella and Green Tea Daily Gel Cleanser. So the next step of my routine is going in with my daytime serum. Normally, I don't really use daytime serums just because my skin tends to get really oily, but I did develop the Selfless by Hyram Salicylic Acid and Sea Kelp Pore Clearing and Oil Control Serum, which is crazy lightweight and sinks into my skin immediately so that I don't have to worry about it. Also, it controls oiliness and excess sebum production throughout the day and makes sure that I'm exfoliating my skin every single day just to make sure I'm preventing against any breakouts and other problems that I want to avoid. So I only use about 4 drops for my entire face, just because with this formula you do not need much at all. You need barely anything. I mostly apply it onto my forehead and nose area, and then a little bit onto my cheeks. And helpful tip as well, if you are someone with more oily skin and you do struggle with products feeling like they're just sitting on top of your skin, I highly recommend pressing them into your skin. It just makes it absorb better and overall just kind of preps your skin for the next step. As far as the day goes, I like to keep it just pretty minimal. Just keep it focused on oil control and sun protection. Those are the main things. So for the next step, I'm gonna go in with my moisturizer, and I'm gonna use the Selfless by Hyram Niacinamide and Marcuja Daily Barrier Support Moisturizer. I really like using this one because using a lightweight moisturizer during the day is everything for me, but I want to also make sure that I'm not missing out on any hydration or moisture. And this is a great way of making sure that my skin is taken care of without that unpleasant, greasy, heavy experience. And so I only use about a pea-sized amount for my entire face and neck. And for my eye cream, I love using the First Aid Beauty Niacinamide Brightening Cream. This one is amazing. I've used it every day for at least 6 months, I believe. I love this product because it's like the perfect balance between skincare and makeup. It has a little bit of a corrective tint, but nothing that looks like a concealer. Lightly apply it to my under eye area, and I also like to apply a little bit to the bridge of my nose and right on the corners. And then I just gently spread this across my under eye area. So next I'm gonna go in with the most important step of the skincare routine, the thing that I have to do every single day, well, multiple times a day, I use a sunscreen. This is the Bliss Blockstar SPF 30 sunscreen. I've been a huge fan of this one because it has a ever so slight corrective tint to it that helps to just make sure, you know, I don't have any white cast, that my skin looks, you know, less red than it normally does, and just to make sure I have that overall sunscreen experience. And I just lightly dot this. And then just start massaging it in. And this is really where I take the most time in my skincare routine because I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on the sunscreen benefits. And then I like to go in with more and touch up, because I also like to do more on my nose because that's where I struggle with it the most. And my ears. I feel like a lot of people forget to put sunscreen on their ears. So for the past few months, I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. And I just lightly put it across my face just to control any excess shine. Which this is really, really helpful when I'm filming, because a lot of times I will have to film a bunch of videos in a day, and under lights your skin looks a lot more greasy than it does even just in person, so you oftentimes have to be powdered up. And then after this, I always like to go in with my eye drops, because sometimes my eyes get a little bit sensitive to either the powder that I'm using, which is just any powder. Like anytime I've tried to do a full face of makeup, back when I was really into makeup, my eyes would just get so bloodshot red because for some reason my eyes just sometimes get sensitive. So I like to go in with a good eyedropper. I love the Lumify one. And because I have a fear, you know how some people apply eye drops from directly above? I have like an intense fear of that. I don't know if there's like a scientific term for what that fear is, but I have an intense fear of seeing anything drop directly into my eye, so I have to do it from the side. How I like to do it is I usually go in with my moisturizer and just use a tiny bit of it on my lips just to make sure that I'm properly hydrating the lip area. And then I go in with my lip balm afterwards. A lot of people just go in directly with their lip balm, and I actually recommend, if you have really dry lips, to go in first with your moisturizer, because a lip balm typically has, you know, silicones and these sealant agents that work to create a seal over top of the skin to make sure that, you know, no moisture is left out and that everything's able to be kept in. But if you're not properly moisturizing the area first, it's just kind of going to operate as a sealant and not really work to actually moisturize your lips. So I like to go in with my moisturizer first, and then I go in with my lip balm. I've really been liking the Tatcha Kissu lip balm. It's very, very luxury. However, it lasts so long. And I know that this product comes with like a really fancy gold spatula, but I lost that thing, I think the day I bought this. So I just lightly tap my finger inside. And then the final step of my routine, I always love to go in with a good cologne. I am someone who's really passionate about smelling good. I think it's because like anyone who smells good, like if someone tells me that I smell good, that is like the biggest compliment in the world, because how someone smells is really like the ultimate sensorial experience and can make someone like really attractive or make you just want to be by someone no matter who they are if they smell really, really good. I'm going to be going with my favorite cologne of all time, Tom Ford Neroli Portofino. This is very fancy. It's very, very fancy, but I remember the first time I ever smelled this cologne and I was just transported to another world. I was so captivated by how amazing it smells. If you smelled this one, you know how incredible it is. I was told by someone who specializes in perfume that you don't want to rub it together, at least when it comes to nicer perfumes, because it actually burns through like the top note and the middle note and already goes to the base note, which means it's not going to last as long throughout the day. So the more you know, hopefully that helps. He just said to lightly pat and just to pat on your clothing. Thank you, Allure, for following my 10-minute beauty routine. I hope this gave you an inside look on what it's like to be someone with very oily skin with very little time. But what's new, you know? And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.